Let me make something painfully clear right from the start. Building a thriving business while being an exceptional father isn't just difficult, it is damn near impossible without the right system. And listen, I'm not here to sell you some fantasy. I'm here to give you the brutal truth that maybe no one else has the guts to tell you. The kind that makes your chest tighten and taps into your soul a little bit where he says, damn, he's talking about me. Now, right now, there's probably a 97% chance that you're headed for the same fate as most other high achieving entrepreneurs. And I call it the successful failure. The business grows, the bank account grows fat, but the cost, your marriage becomes a roommate agreement. Your kids get your leftovers, if anything at all. You've built an empire. No one wants to live in with you. Every missed soccer game, every ignored bedtime, every canceled date night, all of that just whispers you're failing them. And then when you think about slowing down, here comes another voice that screams, if I stop now, the business dies. See, you're stuck in a Chinese finger trap of KPIs and shame, but instead of your fingers, it's your soul that can't breathe. Now, if you're feeling this right now, this impossible tension between business and family, I want you to know something very, very important. It's not your fault. Let me repeat that. It is not your fault. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not a bad dad. You've just been trying to solve an advanced calculus problem with basic arithmetic. You're living in a modern world operating on systems that were built in the 1950s. And truthfully, no one ever gave you the playbook until now. See, what if I told you that less than 3% of high achieving entrepreneurs really ever unlock the trifecta of true financial freedom, deep, meaningful connection with their children, and a marriage that actually gets better with time, not worse? Would that surprise you? Well, it shouldn't. Integrated success is hard. I mean, if it were easy, we'd all have it and marriage counselors would be broke. But here's what might surprise you. The difference between the 3% who succeed and the 97% who don't, it's not intelligence, it's not hustle, it's not luck. They just have a system. And it's a repeatable, proven, you don't have to sacrifice your soul to scale system. Without those awkward conversations with your spouse about why you're missing dinner again, without feeling pulled in 1,000 different directions every single day. More than 7 years ago, I was exactly where you might be right now. I was the successful failure. I missed many of my daughter's first because I was too busy chasing the next deal. I spent more of my nights on couches and hotel beds than next to my wife. And even when I was home, I wasn't really there. And even though my daughter was really, really young, I knew that she could feel my absence. Now listen, when I was doing that, I thought I was building a legacy, but really, I was just stacking bricks on a house of cards with an alcohol addiction. And one night, I broke my promise again. I said I'd come home one night, and I didn't. This time, my wife didn't let me in. And that was my wake-up call. Because in that moment, I realized there would be no end where I suddenly had time for what mattered. There would only be more clients, more deals, more growth, more emergencies, more fires to put out. And I had to make a change, not someday, not after the next big deal, right then. So I did what most entrepreneurs do. I went all in. I started studying and asking and testing and obsessing. I talked to dozens of entrepreneurs who seem to have it all. I studied neuroscience. I studied psychology. I studied ancient wisdom practices. I tested every strategy on myself and then my clients. And over the next 24 months, I developed what I now call the Iconic Framework. This is not theory. This isn't a course. This isn't even work-life balance. This is literally an operating system for integrated success. And it's designed to help ambitious fathers like you build an empire and a home worth coming back to using 3 key pillars. Number 1, uncompromisable time architecture. This is not time management. This is time design. This is about creating sacred, non-negotiable spaces in your calendar for what truly matters most to you, but not the way that you've probably tried before. This is strategic time blocking that actually works with your business, not against it. Number 2, value-based decision matrix. This is the decision-making framework that eliminates the guilt and the confusion about when to prioritize family and when to prioritize business. So no more agonizing choices, no more second guessing, just pure clarity. And number 3, Integrated leverage points. This is where I believe the magic really happens. It's about identifying the specific places in your business and your family life where a single action serves both purposes, like coaching your kids' team and networking with other parents who are your ideal clients, or turning morning drop-offs into life lesson conversations that double as clarity bombs for your next keynote presentation. When these three pillars work together, amazing things can happen. The tension disappears, the guilt disappears, and you start experiencing what I call iconic integration, where being an exceptional father actually fuels your business success, not deplete it. Now listen, don't take just my word for it. This system has transformed the lives of dozens and dozens of high-performing fathers just like you. Michael, he's a software CEO, and he was drowning in 80-hour weeks and missing every important moment in his kids' lives. And honestly, his wife was threatening divorce. Now, his business growth had actually plateaued, even though he was working insane hours. So after we started to implement the iconic framework, Michael ended up cutting his work hours to 50 per week. He hasn't missed a single one of his daughter's games in 8 months. And here's the kicker. His business revenue actually went up by 20%. Imagine that. Or Jason, who was so consumed with his coaching practice that he couldn't even tell you the names of his kids' teachers. Now he coaches his son's baseball team and has weekly date nights with his wife and has grown his business almost 50%. These aren't anomalies. These are the predictable results of a system that actually works. Now, I can already hear what you're thinking. But my business is different. It requires my constant attention. Or my industry doesn't allow for flexibility. Or I've tried setting boundaries before and it failed. I get it. I had those thoughts too. But here's the reality. Your business isn't special in its demands. Your industry isn't uniquely inflexible. And your previous attempts at setting boundaries failed only because you were using the wrong approach and the wrong system. This isn't about working less, unless that's what you want, but it's really about working differently. It's not about loving your family more. It's about loving them more strategically. And listen, I'm not here to coddle you. If you continue on the path that you're on, trying to build a thriving business while being an exceptional father, and you don't have a proven system, you will fail. Not maybe. You'll either fail your business, you either fail your family, or likely you'll fail both. And then all that's left is the feeling of failing yourself. Now, listen, I don't say this to discourage you. I say this because it's the truth. I lived it. And sometimes the truth hurts before it heals. But it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to choose between business success and being present for the moments that matter most to you. You don't have to settle for a mediocre business or a mediocre family life. You deserve better. You don't have to lie awake at night wondering if your kids will remember you as the dad who was always working or the dad who was truly there. I recently did a video where I walked through every detail of the iconic framework. And in it, I show you exactly how to do things like reclaim up to 15 hours per week in as little as 30 days, to eliminate the guilt that's been eating you alive, to grow your business while becoming the father that your children deserve. Things like transforming your marriage from a business partnership back into a true love story and building a legacy that's about more than just money. And this particular training has already helped so many make massive changes in their lives. And now I want to share it with you too. So I made it public. All you need to do is click the link in the description in this post and it'll walk you through the whole process. No strings attached, no complicated sales process. Like you click and you're there. It's just meant to be pure value that I hope will transform your life and the lives of your children. Now look, we started this conversation by acknowledging a very single hard truth. Building a thriving business while being an exceptional father and husband is extremely hard. And it is. Like, I'm not even going to pretend otherwise because that'll be just delusional. But with the right system, it becomes possible. Not easy, but possible. And possible is all someone like you and I need. Because you're not looking for easy. You're looking for something that works and is worth it. You want wealth and connection. You want presence and performance. You want to win at business and you want to win at home. And you can. It just takes the right system. So you can be the 3%. You can be integrated and you can be iconic. Click on the thumbnail that pops up here or the link in the video and I'll walk you through the whole system in detail. Let's build the life they'll remember and the life that you'll be proud of. I'll see you in the next video.